Good evening, chat. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Thursday night show. I mean, it wouldn't be Thursday night. Otherwise, it'd be weird calling it that. Sorry for being a little late here, but it's how it works with live TV sometimes. So thank you all for being here. If you guys are new, my name's Sean, also known as Potentially Criminal, and I am an attorney in the Cleveland, Ohio area. I do a little bit of everything, do mainly focus on criminal stuff. Otherwise, this would be known as potentially wills or potentially trusts or potentially deeds. I don't know. Potentially, whatever. Potentially criminal. So yeah, it's been a pretty fun week. Had a trial earlier this week. You know, I mean, it didn't go our way, and I wasn't expecting it to. But you know what? When you get to go in there and just do your thing, life is good. You're in your zone, making it work. It was very nice. The jurors were like, even though we convicted your guy, like we loved your opening argument. We thought you closed. Like they liked it. And it's also nice. And the judge is like, nothing you could have done, but he appreciated everything I did and thought I did a great job. So you take the dubs where you can get them. Take the dubs where you can get them. But yes, guys, that happened this week. And I mean, really, trials are fun no matter what at the end of the day. They're stressful while you're in the middle of them. But after you're done, you're like, okay, that was a good thing. And you know what? That's how I do my thing. And I enjoyed it. We also have the Karen Reed trial this week. And guys, this has actually been really good. Karen Reed trial's been chugging along really well. And overall, I mean, this has been a great week. I mean, you guys have been awesome. I mean, really, I hate to say, like, you guys have been awesome forever, though, really, chat. Don't want to sound like Kita Casino, but like big support. You guys are always supportive. You guys are always there. You guys are always supportive. 2.0 got a stream going this week while I was interviewing a guy at the jail. I mean, it's just, I don't know. Everything was a good week. Everything's been a good week so far. That's all I could say. That's all I can say right now about all this. So, did I just scream the Constitution the whole time? No. It was a drug trafficking case, and we were arguing duress. And duress is a valid argument. It's a valid affirmative defense. They didn't buy what we were selling. But that's the risk you take. It's a risk you take when they get you on camera doing the fucking deal. So, Robert Barnes told me to file Frankfurter motion. Yep, there you go. Am I a huge fan of the Indo-Paki war? Isn't that what they call it? The Indo-Pakistani war? That's been going on this week. I don't know, but it's interesting that the Chinese and the PF-17s and the J-10s apparently are dropping Rafales out of the sky. I mean, granted, they're being flown by Indian pilots and all that, so take it for what you will. But it is very impressive, the violence that's ongoing. And then on top of that, in southern Pakistan, the Baluchistani people are getting a little uppity. They're getting a little antsy in their pantsy. And I'm sure that's not going to help things in Pakistan, southern Afghanistan, and eastern Iran. It's getting really, really weird out there. It's getting really weird out there. But yes, the most inbred country in the world versus the country that doesn't use toilets. You're like, this is going to be the clash of the titans, chat. If you guys aren't aware, yes, India and Pakistan are really, shit is kicked off. They're not like, remember, they're nuclear powers, and they've gone to war multiple times. Who knows where this is going to end, but it's heating up pretty good. It's heating up pretty good. Yes, the shit will hit the fan, yes. Do we have confirmation of aircraft losses? Yes. It's 100% happening. Like, airplanes are being shot out of the sky. Mainly on the Indian side. So. But let's see so you guys, we are live tonight on YouTube, Twitter, and Rumble. If you guys aren't, where we try to give everybody a couple minutes to filter in, just because things don't get notified right away, people take a couple minutes to get in here, yeah. They can call it World War Poo. Yep. The third World War. Yes, that's where we're doing it. It's so ironic. It's so ironic. I went full sovereign citizen. No, but I did a really good job. I really like, the judge told me this something, and he said, this is something attorneys mess up a lot of times. He's like, when you have a theme, you got to stick with your theme. You can't abandon it. Like, unless you change gears somewhere else. But he said you stuck with that theme the whole way through and you delivered exactly on what you said. And that's always important. And this was a hard one because I had to make sure I stayed on what I was getting at. And it was a little tough. It was a little tough, but we, overall, like I did what I could. I did what I could. Let's see here. Where is this? While we're at it, chat, there is a hold on, where is this? Where is oh yeah, here we go. This is so this is we got some gifts, we got some mail that came in, so we're gonna go through that real quick. Remember, guys, if you send mail to the PO box, if you send me something, which it's okay to do, send me stuff. Like, put a tag on it. Put like a tag on it, because otherwise I don't know what the hell happened. So we're gonna take this bad boy, open it up. Okay. So let's see what this is. It's not ticking, so that's a sign. That's a sign here. Do not send me spiders, please, guys. I don't want to die. I don't want to run out of the house screaming like I'm on fire. So what are these? Something from Walmart. Let's see here. Pizza rolls are in the mail. Pizza rolls are fine. Pizza rolls are fine. Just don't send me Galaxy. Well, if you send me Galaxy gas, I'll power up whipped cream for that, so I can use it for the right reasons. What is this? Oh, it looked like a bottle opener inside the plastic wrap. Oh, it's like little miniature terrain for like my miniatures, the miniatures I've been painting up for bolt action. Actually, that guy's not really painted, so that won't work here. But like this guy here, he looks so cute. Look at him. If you guys haven't seen, I've been doing this. It's a tabletop game, and it's like he's like so cute. Focus. Look, he's got his little Panzerfaust, and he's got a PPSH, and he's just like, kapew, kapew. But no, this is pretty neat. Thank you. Whoever sent these, there's no note in there though. So, but this will work, and it's something I can work on. And I'm assuming this is another piece of terrain for a table. Well, let's see. Yeah, it looks like it. It looks like it. And yeah, these work pretty good. Like these might kind of like their size a little. So Anna sent these to me. Okay. But yeah, got a couple more pieces. Thank you, whoever sent these. Thank you so much. But if you don't put a note in, I can't say thank you to that person. So, Sean, don't open things with a return address in Spicer, Minnesota. Well, I'm not too worried about that. So, so guys, whoever did it, thank you. Thank you so much. I truly appreciate really, I mean, if you send me spiders, I hope you have someone like the nastiest Ebola shits in your life. But if you send me something and you really mean it, I appreciate it very much from the bottom of my heart, no matter what it is. Even if you send me a book from the great Reverend Dr. Robert L. McKim Sr., like someone did last week. And then we have another thing somebody sent me. They said, hey, check your inventory on Steam. Well, I haven't played games in probably like 2 months. So I didn't know something was there. And the guy's like, are you going to open it or are you mad at me? And I'm like, I didn't know it was there. I didn't know what I was looking at. So, let me see here. Entire screen window, Chrome. Wait, why is it? Oh, it's because it's not open. Okay, so I need to open up. This came from Colton 76. I don't know which name you are everywhere else here, but you sent this to me on Steam. You're like, oh, open up your inventory. And I'm like, how do I do that? Like the biggest boomer way imaginable. So I had to look for it, and this is what he sent me as a game. As he sent me as a game. Oh, genital jousting. Oh, And you could be like, name one Aaron, name one Nick. Oh, so is it multiplayer? I don't know. VTubers played a lot on stream. Okay, well, at one day one day we'll play this live. How about that one night? Like on a night instead of doing a model, I'll just stay on here and we'll play this live. We'll be like DSP, a member's choice marathon. Except there won't be any goals to hit. So we'll take a look at it. So there we go. Do I have Doom 3? No. No, I do not. So don't touch the tips. Yeah. Do it for members only? Yeah, I could do it for members only. Yes, the goals are the tips. Yes. Pretending DSP cares what his audience likes. Okay, I will tell you guys, I do have a story today. So today I've been done with trial. Yesterday we got the 1-word verdict. It's never what we're looking for, but it happens. So here's what happened today. So I had to, we weren't set to go for 3 days, and it went 3 days. So some of you are like, wait, Sean, you were streaming a trial while you were in a trial? Yeah. Got it done. Got her done. So here's what happened. So it went into Wednesday, and that fucked up my whole schedule. And I had to call court and be like, I can't come to court today because I'm stuck in waiting for a jury. So took care of all of it. But I was trying to catch up today, and I'm catching up. Tomorrow, I actually will probably get caught up. I'm sitting in the courtroom. I'm sitting out in the hallway of a courthouse. And I'm listening to Snort Hogan. That's one of the DSP A-loggers. And hold on 1 second, chat. Trump is falling over. I better grab him. Let me grab him. So anyway, I'm sitting there listening to Snort Hogan, and he's a big DSP A-log. And DSP A-log's boring, but this is just clips of DSP. It's just clips of DSP, Dark Side Phil. And it was listening to one of Phil's like situations where he's yelling at everybody. And I'm sitting there, and some lady was sitting on the bench next to me in the hallway, and she was, I don't know what, she was reading something. And I don't know. And the thing is, this is like a town hall where the municipal court is built into it. So it's kind of like there's benches all over, and she might have been waiting for something else. And I had it down very low, and Phil's not swearing or anything like that, but he's just talking and talking and talking. And the lady said, she looks up and she says, "Excuse me." She's like, what is this guy complaining about? And I said, "Oh, he's complaining because he's like running a stream and people are donating enough money." And I said, "Okay." And she's like, "Okay, well, what does he do?" I said, "He normally plays video games." She's like, "I haven't heard him play a video game at all since I've been listening to you for 10 minutes now." I said, "I'm sorry, I could turn it down." She's like, No. She's like, "It's okay. This is actually kind of amusing to listen to." So I thought it was hilarious. I thought that was hilarious today. So it was kind of funny. I thought it was a great where the world starts bleeding over into real, the worlds bleed together. So didn't get to listen to it much longer because I got called into court and then I had to go do my thing. So she was a farmer. No, it was a very, very nice lady. So, all right. So with that said, guys, we are going to get started tonight. Thank you for the gifts. We are going to try general adjusting. I've not installed. It's 1 gigabyte. I thought it'd be like a couple hundred megabytes or something. No, it's an entire gigabyte of data, which I have, but I'm just like, why? Why is it that big? That's what she said. I know. Oh, I get it. But, oh, don't tell. Are you saying farmers aren't nice people? No, this was a nice normie lady. I'm sure she was waiting to pay her water bill or file something with the zoning board. I'm not sure. Salt the Fetus says the penis textures are huge, Sean. Come on. Oh. So, all right, chat. So we're gonna get started here. This is just I guess we'll get started with the Karen Reed stuff. Karen Reed is in the books. We are getting to the end of we're getting to the end here of the week, and it is heating up because now we're past all the boring witnesses and we're into the troopers on the case, the actual police officers. And today was Sergeant Buchanan, also famously known as Sergeant Bukaki, for the first trial. We are now to the point where they're having to talk about why Trooper Proctor isn't there. If you guys remember, Trooper Proctor is the head of the investigation, and he got fired, completely fired for other actions, but mainly for his conduct in this case, in the investigation. And he got fired and kicked out of the Massachusetts State Police. So it's very interesting to see how, and we had to stop cross-examination of Trooper Buchanan. We're going to go back to it right after this is over, chat. We are not going to do a local stream tonight. We are going to go back to watching the rest of it because I really want to watch it because it's this cop is getting his asshole stretched out, and it's really good. It's very, very good. Now, I'm going to leave it at that. What do I think as far as things are going right now? I think Karen's still behind the curve, and I think that because Hank is a lot more shrewd than I give him credit for. I think he's got a plan, and I'm kind of waiting to see over the next 2 or 3 days if my plan is correct. But I think Hank Brennan might be getting close to the end of his case. I don't think this is going to turn into a 30-day slog. I think we're actually going to have a very short trial, at least from the state. I think that's what's going to happen. So, Shredder says, who's on cross? Sergeant Buchanan. He got fired for a bunch of reasons. His termination report and order is online. If you go on Twitter, you can read it. But no, I think the case ends a lot sooner for the state than last time. So we'll see. We shall see. Love the Pie says, is she innocent or not? I think she is. I think she's innocent. Like, I don't think she did it at all. And I clearly think she's not guilty, but we'll see. And speaking of that, chat, a programming note for the weekend here. I will be appearing on the Young Jerks, and they are kind of one of the bigger people in the Karen Reed sphere. They've been covering all kinds of stuff with Karen Reed things. And I will be appearing on a stream with Mike on Saturday at 1:30. So that'll be a fun time. We're going to be talking about stuff. Should be a good time. Say, get Turtle Boy in here. I saw Kurt. Kurt got a hell of a get. Kurt got one hell of a get. He got Turtle Boy. I was like, damn, Kurt, that's some good resourcing right there. So yes, Kurt has Turtle Boy right now. Yes, 1:30 Eastern. 1:30 Eastern. Pocket T says, wait, you're not meeting Anna Kasparian? No. I'm not hanging with Anna. No, sorry, chat, that's not happening. So Louis doesn't approve of the K word. No, I don't know what the hell they're barking at. They're like, they ran to the door, and I'm like, I looked out the window. I'm like, I don't see nothing. It's like nothing worth getting. There's no feds out there, so I don't have to worry about that. So we'll see. Look at our boy hanging with the big kids. Yeah, I think it'll be a lot of fun, guys. If you want to join us, they were like, hey, Mike's like, you could dual stream and stuff, and I'm like, no, I'm just gonna come on your show. I think that'll make it a lot more fun, a lot more interesting, and bring everybody over and just like do something huge. So I think it'll be a lot of fun. So I'll see you guys Saturday at 1:30 there. So be sure to grift. Oh, of course I'm gonna grift. I'm learning to grift now. So I wanted to make sure that is there. Moving on to another case. This is the trial that was competing with us for time. It's something we covered though way back, and it's the Christopher Schurr case. Christopher Schurr was a police officer in Grand Rapids, Michigan. He stopped a gentleman who didn't want to get arrested, who had warrants, driving without a license, and then all that. And Patrick Loyola grabbed his gun or grabbed his taser in the middle of a wrestling match and got shot in the back of the head by the officer. Well, his trial's been ongoing for a little while now. And it really came up to hold on. It really they ended up indicting him, and it was the local officer or the local prosecutor did it. It wasn't the state that did it. I mean, it's like it wasn't the AG's office. So you could see from his body cam what happened. And if you guys haven't seen it before, we're gonna watch it real quick, and then we're gonna talk about what happened in this case because the verdict came out today. It's actually I'm a little surprised by the verdict, but we'll get to that here in a second. So this is the Patrick Loyola shooting, and this is Christopher Schurr is the officer here who's getting him. So here we go. It was a wrestling match. This was a wrestling match, basically. So here we go. Here's what happened. So here's the
Hey, stay in the car. Stay in the car. Stay in the car. Get in the car. Dude, I'm stopping you. You have a license? Do you have a license?
For what?
I'm stopping you. Do you have a license?
What done?
Do you have a driver's license? Do you speak English?
Yes.
Can I see your license?
What that is on?
The plate doesn't belong on this car. Do you have a license or no? Do you have a driver's license?
Yes.
Where is it at?
It's in the car.
I think there was some indications this guy was loaded as fuck at this point. 8 o'clock in the morning, riding dirty and probably drunk as shit. Because he seems like he's either retarded or just got off the boat.
Get it for me.
What that is on?
The plate does not belong on this car.
Wait a minute. Grab me my light right there. Right there.
No. Stop. Put your hands right.
Chat, this is a free lawyer tip. Take your pinch like a man. Take your pinch like a man. When you're getting cuffed up, take your pinch like a man. You start fighting, you might beat the first cop. The rest of them will come and kick your ass to make sure you don't win. And they will kick your ass until they kill you if they have to. And won't feel bad about it. Take your pinch like a man. This is free advice. Take your pinch like a man.
Stop. 1915. You got one running. North south. Stop. Stop.
Okay. Damn.
Stop. Stop.
Okay.
Get your hands behind your back.
Okay.
Hands behind your back.
Okay, to be fair, when you're getting shoved to the ground and then yelling, also put your hands behind your back, it's like, I hate it when they do that stuff. But overall, this is still a legitimate arrest.
Okay.
Get your hands behind your back.
Okay.
1950. 34 cars.
Okay. Okay.
Stop.
Okay.
Stop resisting.
What do you do to him?
Don't ever do this. Don't ever grab the taser or a gun that the cop's holding.
Let go of the taser.
What's the problem? Let go of the kid.
So at this point, there was somebody who filmed it. And what happened is, Loyola's got the taser, Schurr's on his back, and, grabs his gun, shoves the guy's head down, and boop, which you got to do what you got to do, man. Don't touch the cop's gun. Although I understand when you see a police officer's gun, I know we all do this. You're just thinking, you're like, got to do it, touch gun, gun. Do it. No. I know that's all going through your head. Touch cop's gun. You're just like, do it. Every time I see a cop standing there, like I'm sitting in court and I look over and there's a cop's gun in my face and I'm just like, do it. I'm like, no. Intrusive thoughts, very intrusive thoughts. Otto Wall says, even I think that. Yeah, well, there you go. Yes, touch gun, do it. Yes, very much. He touch gun. Don't touch guns though. Don't touch gun. So, he was charged with murder, and he's been on trial for a little while now, and they ended up declaring a mistrial today. And this occurred, they've been working on this. It's a 4th day deliberations. And he was facing a second-degree murder charge. So, both, the hearing itself was available in the court. The trial was televised. Bronca covered it. I know David over at Making Law Simple covered it. I know Nick Starro covered it. But the court did come in and address what happened. And the court, talks about the case here. And this is the actual case here. This is the judge actually declaring the mistrial.
And we're going back on the record in 2210260 FC, People versus Schurr. All parties are present. And I did receive communication from the jury that they're unable to reach a decision. I am going to have them come in to the courtroom to verify that, and we'll proceed from there. Anything you want to address on the record before that happens, Mr. Becker?
Nothing for Your Honor.
Mr. Borgula?
I asked briefly, Your Honor, just following up on some communications we had with the court regarding, I understand the court's going to declare this trial. I asked the court if it would consider Michigan Court Rule 6.420 that relates to if the defendant is charged with 2 or more counts. The court may inquire the jury as whether they reach unanimity as to one of them. And it's my understanding that the court is not going to do that for the reasons discussed, which were that, first of all, it's discretionary. Second of all,
so if you guys can't hear what's happening here, his attorney is saying under Michigan rules of court, if there's a hung jury, you can inquire if they actually agreed on any verdicts. So if they found not guilty for anything, can they do anything with that? So kind of like the Karen Reed situation, because if they're found not guilty for those, that can count as an acquittal. That's an acquittal, so they can do it. The court doesn't have to do it. And yes, if you guys aren't sure, this right here is Christopher Schurr. That's the man of the hour. But anyways, here that's what his attorney's asking.
This isn't actually 2 separate counts. It's just 1 count with a lesser included.
Right. Mr. Becker?
Yeah, I've taken verdicts like that where there's 2 separate counts, but this is 1 count with a lesser included. So it's different, so I don't think I
Right.
can do that.
Yeah, so that rule does not apply in this situation because there's only 1 count on the information. So.
All right.
So we're just going to skip ahead till the jury gets in. The jury wasn't sure. Boo. Boo. You guys, that is a awful joke. So here, I don't know why it froze up. I hate it when it does that.
And I did receive communication that you were unable to reach a verdict. Who was the four-person? Raise your hand. Okay. And so first I wanted to verify that that's true, that you're unable to reach a verdict as a panel.
Correct.
Erica, this is the Chris Schurr
And
thing. He's the
so
cop
what
who
I'm
shot
going
a
to
guy.
do is declare a mistrial in this case, and that means that you're all discharged. And so I'm going to send you back to the jury room just to await further instructions regarding transportation and that sort of thing. Also, I will come back and speak with you to answer any questions I can answer, and then potentially the attorneys may want to speak with you as well, but that would be up to you. And I'll be back in a few minutes. So we'll have you leave out of the same door. Thank you. And thank you for your time.
So they got the mistrial. The defense attorney gave a pretty long press conference, and he talks. There's a nice little thing here. He just says the judge is biased, and this is kind of a bit of an issue if you run around saying the judge is biased, because if you get tried again, you're in front of her now, and it's like, ugh. But we'll see how this goes. And remember, this is Christopher Schurr. He's the cop. He's the cop accused of murdering the guy. We just showed that whole thing. We just showed you that police body cam. This is the trial for it.
Obviously, don't make those allegations unless we're certain that they're occurring. It was a crowded courtroom. It was our belief that the judge had been communicating with the jury. Why she might be biased, we never suggested one way or the other. We just thought that her demeanor at times suggested that she had feelings about something that coincided with the testimony. Throughout the trial, we felt there were facial expressions and didn't raise it. And then when Officer Schurr testified, we believe that there were facial expressions that were communicating something to the jury, and that's why we filed the motion.
There's an allegation contained within the motion that I was rolling my eyes during some testimony. I can't help but believe if one of my benchmates were presiding over this trial, that exact same allegation would not have arisen. However, I obviously don't, well, maybe it's not obvious, but I'll state for the record that I don't know the defendant.
She literally just said, that's racist. It's like, but is it?
I don't know the victim. This is at least my 10th, 11th, maybe 12th murder trial. I do oftentimes work on other matters while I'm up here. I have hundreds of open cases.
And that's also not uncommon, guys. Judges doing work on other things while they're in trial. That's actually a very common thing that happens, because they got to run everything else. A trial kills a court's efficiency and capabilities. So judges working on shit in the middle of trial is not uncommon. They have to multitask. Really good judges, though, get their shit done afterwards and they focus on the trial itself. But it does happen a lot.
So I don't know where that implication of bias comes from. I do note that.
I mean, I'm sure, because you looked like a fucking asshole. I'm sure you looked like an asshole about it, Judge. So we'll see. We'll see ultimately. And I think at some point coming up, chat, we might, I don't know about this weekend, maybe next weekend, we'll watch Christopher Schurr's testimony and then his cross, because I think it'll be very interesting to see how he talks about everything. So anyways, that's the news there for Christopher Schurr. He got a mistrial. It does not look, well, we got the prosecutor we can listen to real quick. Apparently it was 11-1 for acquittal. So one dumbass juror was the holdout. If you guys were wondering, this is the Republican elected prosecutor, so he's a cuck probably at some point. But this is the Republican elected prosecutor talking about the case. I'm sure he brought the case, so he didn't lose his job.
What happened today is not what anybody was expecting or wanted. We're hoping for a verdict, and I think the family, I don't know if they've talked here, but they're extremely disappointed, as am I. This was something we were hoping to get a conclusion. We thought we'd put a good case forward. Obviously, the jury thought differently. They were hung. I spent quite a bit of time talking with them. They're very open and it's really a good jury. I mean, they paid attention, they took a lot of notes, they obviously were in there for a long period of time and took this case seriously. So this is, this happens quite a bit in general cases, but especially if you look across the country, there's a number of police involved incidents where it ends up in a hung jury quite a bit. So we always knew there was a possibility. It's a difficult case. This was not an easy case. This is not a simple case. So at this point in time, I'm sure the next question is, what am I going to do? And I'm not going to make a decision right now. This is something I'm going to take some of the jurors obviously want to talk more. They may be reaching out, so I'm going to talk to them and take a look at everything, and I'll make a decision somewhere down the road. I'm not making a decision today. I'm not going to get into the jury what the jury said. That's something that they told us in confidence, so I'm just going to hold it close to the vest. I know what it was, and
it's not held in confidence. You puss. You don't want to admit they said they were mad at you for trying this case. I guarantee it. They're like, why did you try this? Why do you suck at life?
So at this point in time, I'm not going to disclose that. I want to get their feedback in terms of what the issues were. Just talking to them, I can say they're on point. I mean, they were debating. Sometimes you go back into a jury and you're like, what in the world? Where did you come up with that? What were you debating on that for? That was not the case here. They were on point. They're discussing the issues that I think both sides had. Obviously, there's a split in terms of what who was believing what and which side. So this was they were on point in terms of what they're discussing. So they were very thorough.
The translation is they were talking about the topics and not agreeing with me.
So it's going to be a factor, but I'm not going to say, well, because of this, I'm going to decide one way. It's still my decision.
Now, when you hear him saying it is a factor, but not the determinative factor, that's a sign that it probably was 11-1 or 10-2. And that's a big sign. That's a big factor. He doesn't want to admit that right now. I can tell you. I can tell you what he's saying. I'm interpreting for you.
Based on all the facts and circumstances and looking at our case, looking at the defense case and what's going to happen down the road. So I talked to the family and I said, give me some time. We're all digesting this at this point in time. And
we're digesting this.
Talk with them too. Because I think
we're digesting this. I hate that fucking term.
Their feelings should play a role. So it's a process, and I'm not going to rush into it, and we'll go from there. Just like we argued, just like the argument was, was it the moment of the shot was fired? Was that what you're supposed to look at, or is it looking at the totality of the circumstances? More, I was arguing. Was a taser a dangerous weapon or not a dangerous weapon? It's basically what you saw in the trial and what the two sides focused on, respectively. That's essentially what they were focusing on, which I appreciate. I mean, they definitely knew what
I guarantee you, if I walked up to him in the street and started tasing the shit out of him, he'd say it's a dangerous weapon.
Issues were, and it sounds like they had a very thorough debate on those, and they couldn't reach a decision, which is not uncommon. So I'm not criticizing them at all. I've never had a jury take that many notes and ask the amount of questions, and quite frankly, very good questions. So they were clearly engaged, clearly dedicated, and I appreciate their work they did. No public pressure. That's. If I had public pressure, just stuck my thumb up in the air and went with that. That had nothing to do with it. I base every decision based on the facts and based on what I think.
You thought this was a just prosecution, buddy?
Improved. This is not. I don't bow to public pressure because there's a lot of cases I wouldn't issue or would issue based on what the public wants. I don't do that. So it had nothing to do with public pressure. If I didn't believe in the case, I should have been trying it. It's a difficult case. This is not an easy case. I've been involved in a number of officer-involved incidents where I cleared them, and if I clear them, that's because I believe it shouldn't go forward. This is one I felt, given all the facts and circumstances, that deserved to go forward. And so it's not a regret that we got a hung jury, and I'm not surprised at a hung jury. This was a difficult case, and you've seen the split in the community.
This is what you do when you can't flip tables and start screaming about people. This is Copenhagen, the mayor of Copenhagen, ladies and gentlemen. The mayor of Copenhagen. It's bad when I'm defending a cop. I mean, it's a clear-cut one. It's a very easy answer. You don't take his shit when he's arresting you, and then you take your pinch like a man, and then if you start fighting him, you're kind of along for the ride. And then when you grab his shit, sorry, homie, that's it. So Yeah, so that's where we are. That's where we are with that. So there's no clear information yet on this, what's gonna happen. Now moving on to a more ecologically based crime. A guy, well, somebody at some point went through downtown LA and started cutting down all the trees. And you're like, of the things in LA that are disgusting, the trees are probably not. I mean, think about it. Those trees have been growing, and it's really interesting. They do the testing, and trees in city areas grow faster because there's more CO2 and all that. But some guy ran all over downtown LA. It started cutting down trees. You guys are based. Suffer nature, suffer. You guys are like, this is so based. Like, no, it's not. He's cutting down trees. He's an asshole. So he started cutting, like, literally all over downtown LA, just started dropping trees everywhere. And it says no coverage. We're gonna get to that. If I didn't include in the thing, we're gonna get to it. We're gonna get to it a little bit. It's we're gonna get there. Just I can't just bust a nut on everything cool, like the big stuff at once. We gotta drip it out there. We gotta drip it out there. That's how this goes. But yes, somebody cut down trees. They're like, oh my God, what's happening? And it was really like, who did this? Who did this? So they did find out was a homeless guy in the area. And it's interesting some of the stuff that happened here. So as they get into it though, it's a bum who lives in downtown LA. He's a homeless guy. He used a chainsaw, obviously. You're like, well, what kind of chainsaw was it, and how did he get away with it? Well, he had a chainsaw, and he was riding around on a bike. So you're like, well, what kind of chainsaw was he running? Was he running a Husqvarna with like a 20-inch bar on it, or what? Like, what was he doing? What was he doing? What happened? What happened? Well, it's the guy Samuel Patrick Groff. He's got a criminal record. He's homeless. He lived in one of the hobo camps, and they found him there with the same clothing, bicycle, and the chainsaw. Brilliant work there. So he's being faced with felony vandalism, which I think it's interesting. They're calling that felony vandalism because, like, how do you show the trees are worth that much damages? There was nearly $350,000 damages of cutting down the trees. I don't know about that. I mean, how much does it cost to replace them? That just seems ridiculous there. But yes, there were 3 juniper trees. Those could be worth a lot of money. And yes, he used his chainsaw and cut it down. So apparently, they did determine. I did see a picture of it before, and I couldn't find it again. It was one of those little electric handheld chainsaws. So those crappy ones that Nick used to sell for. Yeah, but you can steal $900 and never get in trouble. Yes. Vanessa says, "Have you ever bought trees?" Yes, but I don't know how big the trees are. LA would have bought. Yes, if it was Banksy cutting them, yes, that wouldn't have been a big deal. Would have been a big deal. So, yes, trees don't just grow. Yes. Trees don't grow on trees, Sean. Oh, yes. JC Adult, I understand logging out trees that aren't yours. Yes, there's a lot of value. You have a black, you got a nice oak tree that gets cut down. It's worth a lot of money. Or a black walnut tree could be worth a ton of freaking money. But just some, shitty trees in downtown LA, giving this guy a bunch of felony charges where he could face, years and years in prison. I don't think that's necessarily the right position here. Don't think that's necessarily the right position. So, yes, they're only expensive. Yeah, because LA doesn't have a lot of water. And yes, like I said, I get it. If I had a big oak tree and you cut it down, you owe me for it. But those trees, so there you go. So, anyways, that was something I saw, and I'm like, whoa. And they figured out who did it, but I was like, wow, that guy must really hate trees. If he's running, it's like in The Jerk. He hates the cans. He hates the cans. At least he's not going to be homeless anymore. Yeah, but you're living in LA, so it's not too bad. I mean, that's the thing. Like there's a reason why all the hobos live in LA, because you can live there year round. You know, there's a reason why there are not a lot of there are homeless people in Anchorage, Alaska, but there's not a lot of them. It's really tough up there. Oh, maybe the birds were keeping him awake. Well, the birds are drones. He's like, the CIA drones kept me awake. Oh. So we got some things here real quick. Hangman 420 has been a member for 5 months. Thank you for your support. It's saying Leighton Breaded Sandwich Man. Then AJ Arguello gifting 10 subs tonight, chat. Showing that support. Doing his part to make America green again. That's right, chat. We're making America green again. We are praying away the gray. We're doing all of that tonight. Are you doing your part? Are you doing your part? That's the big question. Johan Naxos for $5 says, I only support you so that Clyde can stay in the peen life he has grown accustomed to. Well, thank you, sir. Clyde is such a good boy, and he is snuggling up with 2.0 right now, so I don't think he's going to come out here. Clyde. And we'll see if he comes. Hold on. Clyde. Oh, there he is. Hold on, chat. Let me grab him. Come here, Clyde. Oh, no. Louis, watch out. Come here. Come here, Clyde. Oh, hey, guys. Well, you can see. Here's Louis. There, big dog. Louis, go on. Clyde's got to go up here. Clyde, come here, buddy. Come here, Clyde. Louis, go on. Oh, hey, 2.0, can you call Louis? Clyde, come here. Clyde. Well, this big freaking dog gets in the way, and Clyde's like, I can't get it up here. He's like, you're in the way, fat man. Clyde, come here. Clyde, come here. Come here, Clyde. Clyde. All right, whatever. Didn't work. We tried. I'll try again later, Johan. Debbie O gifting 5 subs. Debbie, thank you for support and your generosity. Boomer is a new member. Thank you, Boomer. Thank you for re-upping. Stephen Bunt says, and this is going to the Christopher Schurr thing here. Can you explain why a hung jury is not proof of failure to prove beyond a reasonable doubt? I'm not asking double jeopardy, just asking a common sense interpretation. No, I agree. A hung jury is a verdict. You did it, you didn't do it, or the third option is we don't know. And I think that's okay for a jury to say we don't know. I understand, though, for the legal system, you need some finality. But I do think that is a valid verdict. That's we just don't know, or we can't agree. I think that's fair. I think that's fine. But courts don't agree with me, and there's a reason why I'll probably never be a judge, because I think that is enough. I think double jeopardy should attach at that point, but you never get that, and the courts have never thought that way. President-elect Phil Swift, who's been a member for 16 months, says total gray death, no exceptions. Yes, with a good picture of Kanye on there. If you guys have not listened to Kanye's new song, oh, buddy. Ooh, man. It's a scorcher. It's a scorcher of a song. Let me tell you what. Kanye's new song, you're going to be like, you'll listen to it for about 10 seconds. You're going to go, artist of the millennium. Really. He's going to be the artist of the millennium. Based. Just put that out on. You want to take this song and go to SETI and just upload it to the satellites and just have them blast this out there for like a year straight, just through the airwaves. I think that's yeah. And Stevens for $5 more. Thank you, by the way. He's saying thanks to press more. You were trying to say a hung jury is not, we don't know. Hung jury equals you did not prove your case beyond a reasonable doubt, which is standard. Yes. Well, yes, but I think that's implied. we don't think if you didn't meet the probable cause standard, is it not guilty? And I think you're saying, should that be just automatically considered a not guilty because you meet probable cause? Well, the jury couldn't unanimously agree, so I think that's where it becomes an issue. There's not a unanimous agreement because some of the jury does think you. If there is a hung jury, some of the jury did think you met the burden. Some of the jury thinks you didn't meet the burden, so we don't know. Or maybe it's just simple as we couldn't reach an agreement. But I don't think to consider it in the same vein. Remember, some of the jury did. I think that's where I understand what you're trying to get at, but I don't know if I don't know how that would work out that way. Brooke says, "Do I really need to look at this?" Yeah, it's actually pretty good. He's not based at all, I know, but you're like, wait, you're just like, how the hell did somebody actually make a song like this? Oh, hold on here.
Really, Louie?
What was that?
Louie hitting the
Oh, okay.
cabinet.
Come here, Bubba Bear. Oh, well, chat, thanks to our lovely producer, future Mrs. Martin 2.0. We got Clyde. We got the goodest of boys. Hold on one sec. Hold on one sec. Anyway, sorry, chat. But yes, we got Clyde. He's such a good boy. Aww. Oh, you guys got to hear him a woo. That is chat. Chat, you just need to understand. You just heard something amazing. You got to hear him a woo. That's what he does when he does like big stretch. Like when he wakes up, it's hilarious because he'll do him a couple of times. We've never been able to catch it on camera. But you got it. You got it. Yes, he's like, I listened to Kanye's song. Hi, Pupper Bear. You did such a good job here. You were such an adorable doggo. That was my stomach growling. Yeah. Oh, well, good job, Bubber. Oh, I know. 2.0 just walked out. So he's like, where did she go? I'm like, all right, buddy, I got you. I'm going to set you down. There you go, Clyde. There you go, buddy. Good boy. Yeah, he's like, I need to go find out what she's doing. She might be playing with the dog food. So, thanks, Clyde. Yes, well, he's gone now, but you're welcome. He listened to Kanye's song. Yeah, he did. Yeah, he was trying to sing it. Yeah, we're not going to sing it on here because I don't need YouTube striking out. Oh, okay. So, from here, guys, we've got this is not going to be a super long show tonight because we've got other things to be dealing with. Let me see here. What did I have? I have all these tabs opened up. So I know we mentioned this this week. The Diddy trial started. P. Diddy's trial. So it's getting interesting. The pool of jurors was secured. They're still in jury selection right now. So the final thing is going to happen. They're going to get to final jury selection tomorrow. They're going through things here. And there was apparently a situation where Diddy mouthed a question to one of the reporters at the trial. So this is kind of where it's getting a little weird here. So Diddy mouthed a 3-word question to a reporter at the trial. So as things were going there, one of the reporters said, one of the reporters described Diddy's routine where he greets everyone from his defense team with a handshake or hug before scanning the courtroom to see if he recognizes anybody. She provided a personal example of detailing how he addressed her, while she was pregnant. So Diddy's got a pregnant thing, I guess. You know, we all had to get up before the jury walked in, and she said she was pregnant. And when I stood up, Diddy and I were in clear view of each other, and he mouthed to me, "How are you?" And she says, "It's just another example of how observant he's been throughout the jury selection so far." Well, I don't know. If you're pregnant, it's pretty fucking obvious. Like, oh, he's very observant. You're like, really? Yeah, he's probably like, he's like, Bob's and Vagana, please. Milk truck just arrive. Milk truck arrive. I don't know. Diddy's into Mpreg. I'm shocked. Yeah. So anyway, there we go. Hugs' defense team. Yeah, Diddy seems like a very touchy-feely guy. That just seems creepy. But yeah, hey, you're gonna take advantage of physical contact when you can. Yes. Lol. Yes, sir. Diddy and lead attorney both. See, lead attorney's a good guy, though. You can't put him in the same thing there. Maddie B says if she's knocked up, you know she puts out. Well, there you go. That's a fair point. So, Justice Smith says, "What's a court year? What do you mean a court year?" How deep was the jury pool? They had 45 prospective jurors, and they're going to go through. They're going to pick 12 jurors, and then they're going to have 6 alternates. So remember, at the 6. Ugh, wow. You get 6 alternates. Remember, guys, at the federal level, you have a 12-person jury. Your states may vary. Florida does 6. Some states do less. Don't do more. 6 to 12 is the range. Federal government, it's always 12. So that is really the big update for Diddy. I wish I could tell you there's more, but apparently the prosecution during the beginning jury selection was very fiery. Yes, and Malcolm Combs says Leeds coverage of Shannon Sharp was hilarioso. I think so too. It was great. Not as good as mine, but I thought pretty good. So, is Diddy's jury pool filled with baby oil? He walks in, he's just tossing out bottles of baby oil at everybody. The Pope, body of Christ, body of Christ, body of Christ, body of Christ. Oh, yeah. There you go. So, oh, chat. Yes. So that is the interesting thing for the diddler. What's happening to him right now? Oh, hold on one second, chat. So, yes, but it is Clyde hears, I hear boxes being opened. He's like, is there dog treats in there? You can see him scampering off. All right. So, chat, moving on from there, there are some if you guys remember, there was the lady who earlier pooped on a car out in Pennsylvania, and you're like out in the Philadelphia area. I don't know if you saw this, but like literally she did. There was a road rage kind of situation, and this lady got out and dropped trow on a car and like pinched off a loaf. I don't know if you guys saw this, but it did happen. And it's just disgusting. It's just disgusting what happened. But you're like, I guess it's better than a shooting. Typical Philly behavior. I'm like, this is Pittsburgh behavior. But yes, it's classic Philly. Remember, Philly booed Santa Claus. But here, I love how this guy's barely like creeping, like he's barely creeping over things like it's a shootout. He's like, I don't want people to notice. It's like, just hold your camera out there, buddy. It's not like she's going to see you and turn around and go like, oh, you want some too? But here it is. So she took a shit on the car. So she got arrested. This is her mugshot. I mean, like, I guess you have to smile when it happens, but she ended up getting arrested. And here's her getting arrested at her house. Or actually, I think she's getting introduced to the courthouse.
Can you tell us what happened? The lady chased me. She chased me and I asked her not to attack me.
She chased you?
I have a sickness.
Did you hear them? What did you eat that day? I mean, she had a sickness because, yeah, she kind of just like all over the car. It wasn't a log. It was like she kind of sprayed.
You said she chased you?
Yeah, she chased me. And I got out and begged her to stop.
Better to do. Listen to her side of the story.
Yeah. I love how the lady's mad at the reporters. You got nothing better to do than talk to a lady who shit on someone's car? Goddamn reporters. Yeah. The way she's talking and looking, she's like, I know, but I wanted to do more crack, and I ran out of crack and meth. So I started shitting on people's cars. Do not do this, Chad. Don't crap on someone's car to take care of your problems. I don't think it's a good idea. So, hold on, chat. So, she's you guys can't fix her. You don't want to try to fix this woman. So, her name is Christina Solomato, and she's been dubbed the Delco Pooper because she lives in Delaware County, Pennsylvania. But yes, she was arrested on she was arrested, and it's just like and it's funny because she claims she took a crap where she had a clean sweep or clean swipe. I'm like, I don't know how clean that looked really at the end of the day. So yeah, but she got charged with indecent exposure, criminal mischief, harassment, and depositing waste on the highway. No pun intended. So I don't know how this is going to go. If this were to go to trial, I think this would be hilarious to watch. And I'm not going to lie. I think that would be a fun trial to go do. Like, ladies and gentlemen, listen. We've all been there. You know, you're so mad you could shit yourself. Or you got to be shitting me. Well, guess what? My client, was shitting me. She embodied that. You've got to be shitting me. That's right. That's right. It was just boiling up in her, and she released her frustration. It was catharsis, as the Greeks would call it. Yes, do not redeem the high-protein diet. Oh, she should team up with the guy here in Ohio, the lawyer who pooped in Pringles cans. That is a good idea. Get them put together. That is a good idea. Yes, if she goes, wait, I'm Indian. They'll be like, oh, well, you have fun, man. Here's the key to the city. She plays that clip I posted. You'll all be shitting yourself. What did you post somewhere? I don't, Stabby, you're not helping me. Like, where? When you say these things, you have to tell me where I'm looking. So, send her to fight against the Packies. Yes, she's going to get recruited in the Indian Army. Catharsis won't clean out of the grill. Yes. Are you just trying to defend her with that statement, or just meme in court? I don't know. It'd be very hard not to do both. It'd be very hard not to do both. Go to the bathroom. You're shitting yourself. Oh. Yes, ma'am, this is not the Ganges. Maybe she's reincarnated, chat. Maybe this is proof of reincarnation. Maybe this is proof of reincarnation that she did that. I don't know. What it's like I said, it's interesting. It's interesting. Maybe we'll find out more from there. So, guys, we are now where are we at right here? Okay, so we got a couple more things to do here. So the former CEO of Abercrombie and Fitch, guy named Michael Jeffries, who yeah, you're like, oh, big clothing company CEO, like Les Flexner, yeah. And his friends and the guys are from like just Western. Yes, well, he was the former Abercrombie and Fitch CEO, was standing trial for sex trafficking, and very much in a very scummy plot. He would lure, male models onto trips and have them do things, and then say, "Well, here now you have to pay your way, or here's what you have to do to get that big break," and he would make them have sex with them. Well, his case has been put on hold. The issue right now for him is he's got some sort of dementia issues, and right now he's suffering from a mental disease or defect that is prohibiting him from being taken care of at this point and assisting in his own trial. So they ended up having, and when the feds do a competency review, it's actually pretty thorough. It's a lot, but it's really anybody's competency reviews there. But anyways, they had two separate doctors. Oh, God, why is it doing this? I put the green on there for a reason. So there were two doctors, and they conducted a psychological determination, and they decided that the one expert decided he wasn't presently competent to proceed. Then the other one on March 18th said he is not presently competent to proceed. So guys, not being incompetent to stand trial is not the same as not guilty by reason of insanity, because that's a separate issue. Because you could be competent to stand trial and also be not guilty by reason of insanity. Remember, it's at the time you committed the crime you were insane, not the time you're tried that you're insane is where it matters. So you can get your sanity restored. You can get your competency restored. Maybe they have to flood you with pills. Maybe they have to do something. But we don't know if that's going to happen because his problem is he is suffering from a mental disease or defect. And so they're going to have to try to treat him. So just like Matthew Harris, he's committed to the custody attorney general not to exceed 4 months to determine whether his competency may be restored. And if it is, well, then they're going to go forward. Now, what happens here? Well, we don't know for sure, but we have other reports, though, where they talk about what this guy's dealing with, that he has some issues with Alzheimer's. Well, that's only going to progressively get worse unless they use the adrenochrome. The adrenochrome, like maybe that'll help him. But there's not a whole lot they can do, so he's going to be sliding. But he's had severe dementia and Alzheimer's, which continues to decline him. So he couldn't understand what he was facing, his lawyers wrote. And that's true. Like, there's times where you have to do that. If you have an older client, like, can you draw the clock? Like, that's one of the typical Alzheimer's tasks. So we'll find out if he can be restored. I doubt he will be able to, though. You generally can't. So, but yes, it talks about he would coerce men into having sex with them, using his position as a CEO to exploit models who advocate their careers. And also he would include it taking them around the world and like, well, we're going to leave you. So they took advantage of a lot of people, but this is him if you haven't seen him before. And the guy looks like Mason Verger from Hannibal, but yeah, he's oh man. Yes, he has old timer syndrome. Yes, he is. Stace says, my dad has dementia. I have watched that test being given. Yes, I mean, it's a very set. So what they do is they tell people to draw a clock. They tell you to draw a clock, like a clock with like starting at 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And then they tell you to put your hands on in different spaces. And somebody with really bad dementia doesn't do it right. Like I've seen it and heard about it where people start writing and you got all the numbers of the clock and you have all 12 numbers, but they're all like right here between like 12 and 3 or 12 and 6. And you're like, uh-oh. It's bad. It's bad when it happens. Imagine just snapping back into reality during the middle of the case. Yeah. And I agree, John Doe. It is international sex trafficking. Yep. Because they would bring these guys on trips around the world, and you're like, okay, well now you're on your own if you don't play with his wiener. So yeah, sometimes you get all 40 numbers. Yes, I've heard of that though. Anderson Cooper says my dad still passes the remember these 3 words test during his checkups. So CS cases, many kids would fail that test. Okay, well, yeah. That's a little different, though. It's a little different. Okay, so now where are we at here? We are on to. Okay, this was a little interesting. This is a thing out of the UK. I just thought that was really is kind of not funny, but like it is interesting. This is a woman. She is a UN judge. She got sent to the UK to go learn and do more judgy stuff. She got to do more judgy stuff. So she was residing in the UK. She is from Uganda. And she's a high court judge in Uganda. So she's been charged with doing slavery and bringing somebody over from the old country and forcing them to stay there. Well, the police talked to her, and she's like, well, I've got immunity. I can do whatever I want. And they're like, no, you can't. Like, you're not allowed to do this to people. And you're like, yeah, you definitely aren't allowed. And, she's like, oh, she's somebody from the old country who we helped out. And, she helps us. And they're like, wait, she called and screamed for help saying, like, people are keeping her hostage. So, the victim says she lives in constant fear due to her powerful standing. And she can't be named because she can't go back to Uganda. True. So it'll be interesting to see what happens there. As this happens, though, her statement to the police is very interesting. So I thought you guys might get a kick out of this.
So unfortunately, I'm going to have to now arrest you on suspicion of keeping somebody in slavery and servitude under the Modern Slavery Act. So you don't have to say anything, but it may harm your defence if you do not mention when questioned, something which later on in court,
Officer,
anything you do say may be used as evidence. All right. Sorry?
I am a judge in my country. I even have immunity. I am not a criminal.
You've got immunity in this country?
Yes. I have a diplomatic passport.
You're a diplomat?
Yes.
So we'll need to see that then.
Yes.
And then we'll need to speak to the embassy if you are a diplomat.
I came here as a student. I don't need her to work for me. I didn't come with her. She asked me because she has worked at my home before. She asked me.
So, guys, you heard some things there about like diplomatic immunity, and you're like, does it work just like you're in Lethal Weapon? Diplomatic immunity. Pretty much. You can't be held responsible for those crimes. What happens in diplomatic immunity situations when you abuse it, you get kicked out of the country and you're declared persona non grata, PNG. So that does happen very often in New York. Like you will have diplomats abuse like traffic laws and things like that. And that could lead to the U.S. asking you to be expelled. So you don't have a right to a entry to a country with a passport. They can deny you entry at whatever point they want to. So it is very interesting. And yes, she is a human rights judge. She does do human and civil rights in Uganda. And yeah, she is doing all this. You're just like, bruh. I don't know if that's any good or not. So I don't know if that's any good. So you're just like, what the heck? What the heck? Also, I know some of you guys might tell me in the Smash JT and Alyssa Mercani thing, somebody just sent me an email on that. Yes, I know that there was a amended complaint filed, so we'll go over that at some point. It's just not right now. Just not right now. Just not right now. So if the slave mows my lawn, it's probably not that bad. Yeah, she knows all the slavery loopholes. Oh, let's see here. Never go full PNG JPEG 2000 for life. I can see that. Now, guys, there were some things in there too with the UK police when they're talking to this woman that you heard them say, like, "Is there anything you want to tell me? If you don't tell me now, it could hurt you later." In the UK, that's something they warn you of. Like, you have the right to make a statement now, but if you don't make a statement now, and then you make a statement in court, they can use that against you. Well, remember, in America, you have pre-arrest silence and post-arrest silence. Post-arrest silence is covered by the Fifth Amendment. With a lot of pre-arrest silence, you're not. There are times where the Fifth Amendment creeps over and covers you, but generally speaking, it's post-arrest silence covered by the Fifth Amendment, and that's where, they can do whatever they want in Britain, so that's how they'll do it. Oh. So, green cracker, yes. But yes, that is something there. Don't keep slaves, chat. Don't keep slaves. And I know some of you guys are saying, well, it seems a little more lighthearted than other nights, and it is. And like I said, this is a night where there's like not a lot of crazy stuff going on, and I think we're just, like I said, we're gonna get ready to get back to the Karen Reed show here, but there are some other interesting things that have happened, and I think this is really where stuff starts getting a little crazy. So this is a guy named Chris Pelkey. He died in a road rage shooting. And at his sentencing hearing for his assailant, they had a victim impact statement. And normally that's where the family members of the deceased come in and talk about things. Or if you happen to be alive and you run like a business and they'd attack your business, you have the right to come in and say, hey, judge, do your thing for this person. Now, the way it works in Arizona where this happened, all this plays before the judge renders a verdict. It has to. So what happened is, this is Chris Pelkey's statement. And I want you guys to take a look at it real quick and tell me what you think, because we're going to figure out something very fast. You're going to figure out something very fast that trips the what the fuck meter.
This. I am a version of Chris Pelkey. Hello. Just to be clear for everyone seeing this, I am a version of Chris Pelkey recreated through AI that uses my picture and my voice profile. I was able to be digitally regenerated to share with you today. But here is insight into who I actually was in real life. Take a look.
All right, I'm Chris Pelkey. I served with the United States Army in the infantry from upstate New York. And what else?
Where'd you deploy?
Where'd I deploy? I went to Baghdad in 2006, 2008, and then I went to Afghanistan in 09 to 10. I think the number one thing is.
So we're gonna skip ahead here.
Have that community. It's just all about God.
There's some.
As you can see from my video, I recorded in 2021. This here is a true representation of who I was. Not how the courtroom portrayed me.
So what happened is that he kind of got portrayed to look like an asshole in court because it's a road rage shooting. And he's kind of considered like he fucked around a little too. But here's the problem. This is manufactured evidence. This is entirely manufactured out of whole cloth because it's not a written statement that he somehow left from beyond the grave. No, this is literally no different than if his wife came in and wrote a letter saying this is from Chris and blurted it all out. This is fake. It's bullshit. It's AI generated. And, this is not and should not be allowed. But the judge allowed it in. The judge allowed it in. Now, why? I don't know. But you can also say, and in this case, especially, the defendant got a smoking deal. He didn't go to prison. But this is just absolute insanity to have involved like this. But he talks more, and it's very uncanny. Also, you can tell he didn't use a good AI program because he didn't articulate the face. But these guys, his family cheaped out and bought basic AI.
So I would like to make my own impact statement. So, hello, everybody. Thank you so much for being here today. It means a lot. I can't tell you how humbled I am for those that spoke up for me, everyone who flew in, took off work, those who are watching this remotely. and for everyone who has supported my family and loved ones through 3.5 years and 2 trials. I wish I could be with you all today. To Your Honor, Judge Lang, thank you for making yourself available to see this case to the end, especially when the rescheduled trial conflicted with your daughter's spring break. Thank you for listening to everyone today. Thank you for reading the flood of impact statements that came in before.
That's a big fuck you to the judge if I'm interpreting that correctly.
For today, that so many people wrote on my behalf. Every single one of them is meaningful and gives a glimpse into my life with each of them. To Gabriel Horcasitas, the man who shot me. It is a shame we encountered each other that day in those circumstances. In another life, we probably could have been friends. I believe in forgiveness and in God who forgives. I always have, and I still do. To my family and everyone that I've met along the way, it was a lot of fun. You know, I always had a lot of fun. Love each other because you never know how long you have, but make the most of each day and live your life. It is okay to stumble. God has you. Remember, getting old is a gift that not everybody has. So embrace it and stop worrying about those wrinkles. I once played with one of those filters on your phone where you can make yourself look old. I shared it with a cousin of ours years ago. This is the best I can ever give you to what I would have looked like if I got the chance to grow old. Scary, huh? No, really. Thank you to everyone for being here. It means more than you know. Well, I'm going to go fishing now. Love you all.
So that is how this ended. You're just like, wait. Like, it's completely made up, manufactured things. Like, his family put it together. And Joe Schmo, I know you're like, why did the lawyers suck at this? Lawyers didn't do this. His family put this together. His family put this together because this is the second trial. They had a retrial, and he went back on trial. They went back to trial again, and you're just like, I mean, it just doesn't work. And I don't know how this judge let it happen today and the defense let it happen. Now, certainly the defense got what they wanted. Apparently they got a smoking deal or a smoking offer they accepted. But just, I don't see how this survives for the short term. I just don't at this point because it's, this uncanny valley shit of, questionable people. But yeah, the family did this because the victim impact statements are from the family. It's not the prosecutor. But yes, I'm surprised they didn't, as one of you guys said, he didn't stop and go, and now a word from our sponsor, Raid Shadow Legends. But no, I think that was unconstitutional as hell, prejudicial as hell, and the judge shouldn't have ever let it in or, do anything like that. It's not meant to do that. So it is going to be interesting going forward to an extent, but stuff like this, I don't like. Even if I thought it might help me, I'd be very reluctant to see this anymore. Yes, hello, you absolute legends. Raid's got better CG, yes they do. Ridge Shadow Wallet. But that said, chat, though, we do probably need to get to our sponsors tonight. We are kind of in the thick of it here. And really get to the first one here. It is the dragonstreasure.com, chat. Yes, the dragonstreasure.com. T-Man is out there kicking ass and taking names. He did indicate, and I don't know if you guys have heard, times are getting a little tough out there. Some things have happened. If you really want to support T-Man and help him out, the way you can help him is by buying some of his teas, his coffees, or his soaps, especially if you happen to be an anime lover. He's got something for all three of you, the teas, the coffees, and the soap. So he'll help you with that. He'll help you with things going on. Depending on the things they get a hold of, they might start doing late night reviews, which I think would be very cool. A lot of fun. But use the promo code CRIMINAL to get 10% at checkout. And guys, T-Man has told me how things are getting a little rough for him right now. And I told him, dude, whatever people use for my code, I'm going to let you keep until you get sorted out because, we got to keep everybody. We got to help people out. Everybody helps each other. Help out your friend. Help out your neighbor. It's a good way to roll in life. Sakai says, I don't know what weaves don't know what soap is. I know, but they'll have to learn. Oh. So then we also have MAF Arms Corporation, maf-arms.com, chat. You know them, you love them. The best wind chime dealer in Southern Florida. Use a promo code POTCRIM, get 10% off your order. Remember, any order where you use the promo code POTCRIM, you can also include a note that Matt will have to put a big old lipstick kiss on your order forms, your invoice. And then remember, chat, if you buy $500 worth of things, shipping, and with shipping being additional, Ivan will will get some lipstick and put it on that invoice too for you. So remember, you got some goals out there, chat. And then finally, last but not least, chat, we have Stoney's Bar and Grill. That's right, chat. Stoney's Bar and Grill at 158 East Broadway Street in Rockville, Minnesota, chat. Stoney's is your place to go. Remember, they are back to their summer hours, chat, so you can get tore up from the floor up starting at about 10:30 most mornings. It's going to be good for you. So, what's going on, chat? It's Thursday night. So they got the $2.50 cans. It's also bike night, chat. You want to come out and crank your hog in the middle of Rockville, Minnesota, you can come and do it at Stoney's. Tonight they had Wild Willie's Sandwich Shack out there coming out to help do things. And remember, chat, it is going to be getting good. Friday night, Pandemic will be there. And on Saturday, stop by Stoney's Garage and listen to 6 Ways to Sunday playing from 2 to 5 on Saturday. It's going to be good, chat. It's, you know what, you get to be a king among men while you're there. So take advantage of it, look for it, and, go to Stoney's. Being Minnesota's premier biker bar, 30 years running. That is longevity, chat. That is longevity. So it's something to think about here. Something to think about. Extremely Happy Simmer says for $5. Your Ravity is the yummiest tea from the tea man. Change my mind. Well, guys, there you go. Change his mind. Change your mind. Because I don't know. I haven't tried that one. So, oh, and guys, I'm not joking. For Stoney's, they have a sandwich shop that is it's like really is happening. I'm not joking. Look, it's Stoney's Bar and Grill, and they are going to have the Wild Willie Sandwich Shack going. So, Chad, it is only 10 o'clock. Get out there. There's more time to party at Stoney's. They probably got some leftover sandwiches for you. Ones I haven't been able to touch. Just so you guys can have them. That's what we're thinking about. That's always what we're thinking about. Thinking about you guys. Taking care of you guys. Because that's always what matters. That's always what matters. But yeah, this whole AI thing is creepy. Creepy. Malcolm Combs is saying Leeds coverage of Shannon Sharp was hilarious. Yes, it was, and thank you, Malcolm. Debbie O says for $10. Thank you, Debbie. What do you think of Donald John Trump nominating Judge Jeanine Pirro as interim district attorney or U.S. attorney for D.C. since Ed Martin couldn't get confirmed? I love it, and I can't stop laughing. I mean, yeah, but apparently Judge Jeanine Pirro is really fucking incompetent. So that's been my determination from looking at some of the legal stuff she's been in, like, commented on and done, and just like going back through her thing. Because I was like, I remember seeing her on Fox one time, like, who the fuck is this lady? And you go back and look, and she was like kind of the bum ass DA for Westchester County in New York. And it's like they didn't keep her that way for long. So it was like they're like, ooh, she sucks. So that is kind of what's going on there. I mean, overall, I like her, but when she talks about some shit, she gets awful. Sometimes she talks about stuff that's just pure cringe. So sometimes. So no more women in law. Well, there. So Wild Willie's has buzzer balls on the menu. I'd get those. Well, there you go. You could get those. You could. Okay, what do we have here? What do we have? Oh, hold on, chat. Hold on, chat. Why did I mess this up? Mess this up because I suck at it, I guess. But who knows? Who knows? Maybe I do. Maybe I do. Maybe I don't. All right. Yeah, the heavens for after we die. Oh, that's... Hold on one second. Tupono's like, what are you doing? And I'm like, my show. I'm doing my thing where I come and do the fat man on the internet. Also, guys, if you weren't aware, happy VE Day. Today is the anniversary of victory in Europe over the Germans as we knew them. So, but yes, happy VE Day to everybody. Let's see here. What is the next thing here? Okay, so this is something that is going to probably explode in Ohio this summer. And I guess, hey, you know what? It's getting warm and it's like perfect timing. It's like perfect timing. So here we go. There was a police shooting in Cincinnati recently, and there is some discussion about what happened and how this all panned out here. So the Cincinnati police released a 7-second clip of footage after a guy named Ryan Hinton. He's 18 years old. Is in the car, and there's a chase because it's stolen. And the police eventually stop it, and guess what? Everybody go running, and he does too. And it's yeah. So here we go. Here we go. This is This is gonna be it. Oh wait, no, is it? Yeah, right here. This is gonna be it. This is the body cam that we've seen so far. So here we go. So the cops basically ran around this dumpster to try to cut him off. And the cops are claiming that he's kind of like running and he points his gun like this and they just shoot him. Now, who knows if he's doing that or he's running, whatever it is. The gun ended up being pointed at the cops and they dropped him. They ended up dropped him. Oh, jeez. The dogs are frustrating 2.0. That's sad. So that is the body. That is the part of the body cam that we've been able to see. He did have a Glock. Appears to be just like an actual Glock. It's a third gen, and it's something in 40 cal. So very interesting what he's got. He just thought it'd be something smaller, but he's got a with this. He's the cops shot him. So what happens from here? Well, after showing this to the family, something happened, and Ryan's dad, Rodney, was out driving around, and he came across a sheriff's deputy from Hamilton County. And guys, this occurs down in Cincinnati, so way down in the southwest corner of the state. He finds a sheriff's deputy working traffic control and runs him down and kills him. And this is where things are going to start going hard. Like, it's really going to go bad because this is what happened. Like, he ran the cop down and killed him. You're like, how does that happen? But it does. So he ran him down as he was doing traffic control. And we have some clips of him going in and out of things. And then we'll see the clip of him going into court. So this is one of the videos.
We're now getting a closer look
So.
at how deputies from Claremont County interacted with Rodney Hinton Jr. You see the video playing out behind me. This is the man accused of killing Deputy Henderson after he was released from the hospital, booked into jail, and later taken to court. WCPO 9 News reporter Sean Delancey breaks down the body cam footage.
Officers and deputies enter a Cincinnati police holding cell where Rodney Hinton Jr. is sleeping.
Wake up. Wake up.
Still in his hospital gown, Claremont County deputies called to bring Hinton to their jail in Batavia, shackle the man accused of killing Hamilton County Sheriff's Deputy Larry Henderson just hours earlier.
Are you going to stand on your own?
Hold on one second, chat. We have a, I have to go address a dog issue. I will be right back. Hold on one second. Guys, shoot, what can I play for you real quick? That'll, you know, can I show this in a, let's see here. Is there a better clip of things here? Let me see here. You know what? Hold on, chat. We're just gonna have to wait. I can't show you other stuff because I can give you some inside things of what's going on here. So, oh yeah, we could do this. We could do the song. Hold on. We'll do that. We'll do that here. Hold on, chat. Because it is almost 11. And you know, it is almost 11 and there's still no stream tonight. So hold on here. We'll put that together. Where is it? Hold on, chat. Oh gosh, where the heck, Alyssa? Make it hard to find things here. Dang it, Alyssa. I can't find it. You made this too damn hard, Alyssa. You make too much content. I can't find it. I cannot find it. So, you know what we'll do real quick? We'll just put this on from Third World Aristocrat. Just something he put together here real quick. And I'll put this on for you guys.
I told people, I've said this forever. I don't burn bridges with people. They'll burn them with me, and that's okay. And maybe I cause it, but I rarely will disassociate.
Some of you don't like Ralph, and that's okay. Ralph was good to me. Ralph had me on the kill stream when I had 2,000 subscribers. But Ralph has always been a good friend to me in this show.
I met Ralph once. I think he's sweet.
He's great. But again, Kurt's been a bro to the channel for a very long time, and if I can help him out, I absolutely will do what I can. Kurt has always been a friend to me from the get-go. The first time Kurt and I interacted, from that time on, Kurt and I have always been friends.
Kurt is a stand-up, solid guy. He's a good dude with good intentions. And Kurt has the courtesy to be honest with me.
Guys, it should be pretty obvious who I like on Law 2. Joe Neerman, potentially criminal, legal vices, legal mindset, Sean. And my good friend Sean says, now you're getting into rule of lenity issues with the ambiguity. I agree. Yeah, Sean is great.
He's actually pretty funny. He's actually pretty funny.
Have you guys ever been to KiwiFarms.net? My buddy Moon, Josh.
The top autists of the Kiwi Farms have spent innumerable hours researching this topic. And
why is the Kiwi Farms the funniest website on the planet? I love the autists at Kiwi Farms. I really do. Speaking of archiving, what do you think of some of the Kiwis? Yeah, Anonymous, I believe, is a lawyer, and that guy's he's great. I like him. The Kiwis are great. New retards are bottom barrel farmers. It's getting really fucking embarrassing. I have never cared to follow the antics of Ethan Ralph. I hope whatever is going on that Ralph's in good spirits. He's always been a friend to me. You're gonna find Ralph shoving a dildo in his ass, him shoving a fucking object in his ass, because he is not a man. Ralph is not a man. This is a weirdo, an internet weirdo.
We're back, chat. Sorry, had to take care of that. Had to go to some doggo wrangling for 2.0. So we're getting back to this story. So remember, there's this police shooting. And what happens from here? Well, things start spiraling out of control. That's the best way. That's how it starts. And from here, things spiraled out of control. This guy was in there. They were talking about his mental state during his jail intake. And this is going to be a big fucking thing this summer, I think, here in Ohio. I'm not going to say this is George Floyd big, but I could see it.
Deputies take Hinton to the Claremont County Jail,
We're gonna get this door over here.
where another deputy ran him through a series of questions about his mental and physical state.
I'm gonna ask you some questions. Do you have a serious medical or mental health issue that needs immediate attention? Is that a yes or a no? Have you recently considered attempted suicide? No. You want to hurt yourself or anybody else? No.
In court Tuesday, Hinton's defense attorney requested a mental competency evaluation for him. The attorney argued that Hinton was mentally ill at the time. Police say he hit and killed Deputy Larry Henderson.
That's the truck. That's his car, guys. He crashed into him at like full speed and killed the cop. So, yeah. Yeah, this is that's why he's all banged up. Some of you are like, why is he in a hospital gown? Because of that.
Deputy Larry Henderson with his car.
I want to make certain that this young man is treated as a mentally ill person and not as a cop killer.
An official evaluation will have to wait until an indictment. However, the judge did recommend that Henderson have all mental health resources available to him while in custody. The rest of the new video.
Do your hands for me?
Now, here's the thing. He's saying, I want him treated as a mentally ill person, not cop killer. Like, he hasn't been evaluated yet. He might not have mental health issues. He might just be an angry little bitch that he couldn't handle his son was running around with guns. But yeah, this is especially pretrial like that. He hasn't even been indicted yet. There isn't a whole lot that can be done for him right now. Is premeditated out of the question? No. And we're gonna cover some of his hearings here. We're gonna cover a hearing with him real quick. But this is all important. And some of you guys are wondering, wait, why do all these police officers and sheriff's deputies have the same uniforms and patches? In Ohio, by law, all the sheriff's departments have the same uniforms and cars. So that's just a very common thing.
Shows deputies transporting him to the jail. Small snippets of conversation. Polite.
His hands go for a second. Hands up, please.
Each move.
I got your back for balance. I got your back.
Law enforcement seemingly doing whatever possible.
Ready? Step down slow.
To ensure Hinton isn't further injured as he faced a judge for the first time and is returned to the jail.
Take your time. Take your time. Ready?
So that is what happened here, but he did end up running his mouth to the cops when he came in for his hearings. And this is where, just so you guys know, you're like, wow, this looks like a pretty ghetto courthouse. You're like, well, this is in Cincinnati. So here you go.
What does the body-worn camera video reveal? I take a look at the new footage.
So they're talking about him, and they get to him here, and it's interesting the way he gets all mouthy and yelling at all the deputies and talking shit in court. It's very interesting. So, and as things start progressing, you're like, wait, this is like it's behind glass. Yes, it is down there. Not every courthouse is like this, but it's starting to progress this way. So, yeah.
Then a detective testified about what he says Hinton did last Friday when he drove into Deputy Henderson.
Tell me what he did after he stopped.
So based on witness statements as well as the video, the vehicle accelerated.
This is what's basically a preliminary hearing, chat. So in Ohio, preliminary hearings determine there's enough probable cause to send your case to the grand jury. I just did one of those today, and yeah, didn't go the way we planned, but they never do. This detective is providing information, and the judge determined if whether or not this case should be bound over.
It quickly proceeded eastbound, crossed into the oncoming lanes of traffic when there was no longer traffic to obstruct his travel. Crossed into the oncoming lanes of traffic, went to the left of those little stanchions that are in the middle of the roadway, into the oncoming lanes, through the intersection, directly at where Deputy Henderson was standing, and struck Deputy Henderson and the metal utility pole on the northeast corner of the intersection.
Okay. Were there any evidence of skid marks?
No, there were no indications at any point that he tried to brake, stop, or otherwise avoid Deputy Henderson.
And is that the conclusion that our accident reconstructionists have come to at this point?
At this time.
Now, chat, you might say, well, why does it all matter at this point? All that information is in that attorney's taking notes. You can lock in certain facts and testimony at this point that may be helpful down the road.
Yes.
Okay. And does it appear from your review of the video that he headed straight for Deputy Henderson?
Yes.
And did any of the multiple witnesses that you spoke to and the people that were in the vehicles that were surrounding him, the people that were on scene, did anyone indicate that any attempt to slow down or deviate his path straight to Deputy Henderson?
No, everybody said that he accelerated and was traveling at a high rate of speed all the way up until the time that he struck Deputy Henderson.
Hinton's attorney argued.
So that is some of the, and this is where the attorney gets to come in, and you get to cross-examine the witnesses in a preliminary hearing in Ohio. I don't know exactly how it is everywhere, but at least here in Ohio you do.
With respect to the Ohio Revised Code and detaining a person with no bond is his mental condition. That has to be explored. His mental condition. What was his mental condition at the time he committed this offense? It's stated in the statute. It's 2937.22. I believe it's C3, the character, physical, and mental condition of the defendant or the accused. That's at issue.
I believe that the witness indicated that his opinion was that the act was intentional.
Right. And then making that opinion about whether or not it's intentional, you need to know the mindset or the mens rea of the person that you're claiming intended to do this. Was he in his right mind? That's relevant with respect to your bond determination.
I'll sustain the objection.
Rodney Hinton is.
I mean, to be fair, yes, but if you're that insane, you can't control your shit. That's not a good look if you're running around, fucking running people down. So, yeah, that's not a good look. That's not a good look at all. It's not a good look at all. So, it's not a good look at all. As there was a little bit of, as there was a little bit of action there in the courtroom, if you guys didn't see that, there's a lot more discussion about what happened there. This is from the local news. And this is just an example of how crazy it's going to get every time this guy is in front of the court.
And this is what happened.
Have a seat. Have a seat.
Have a seat, sir.
Sit down.
That's my brother. Yeah, now the outbreak.
So you can see there's a lot of yelling and screaming and hollering from there, and they take him out.
Under control, and Hinton returns to the court for this hearing.
So they got him out of there for security reasons. They took care of that, and you know, that's kind of like the whole thing. It's like who, buddy, yeah, like, you know, that's my brother. It's like, okay, yeah, this is why you don't have glass windows. Well, those are bulletproof glass. So I don't know how you have any other kind of windows. But no, guys, this is going to get very intense here. Like the same day they went and saw the body cam footage. He went out and ran this deputy down and killed him. So it's going to be, I think it's going to be a very hot summer in Cincinnati, if not all of Ohio, and then probably a good portion of the country. So, yeah, I just don't think it is, it's going to be very interesting. It's going to be very interesting to set up. Yeah. Oh, Sula said they have the same setup in Cook County. Yeah, but that's a unique thing. I've been down to Cincinnati one time for something criminal, and I was like, what the fuck is this? It's like being in an aquarium. I'm like, they don't have this. It's not even in Cleveland do they have this. Cleveland's not this bad. Toledo's not this bad. I'm like, the fuck are you like? What is, like, I asked, what has gone on wrong down here before? They said a lot of shit's gone wrong before. So that's why they have it. And I'm like, whoa, yeah. So that is going to be kind of one of the interesting things going forward with this case. And we'll be able to cover the shit out of it because it's going to be good. It's going to be good, chat. Getting on to the last two topics for tonight so we can get ready for Karen Reed part 2 tonight. The California bar exam, guys, I know we covered this before. The California bar exam has turned into an absolute disaster from February. It's now come out that basically the proctoring, or I'm sorry, the company that put together the questions used ChatGPT. And now the proctoring organization, the contractor for that was proctoring, is getting sued. There's a lawsuit there suing ProctorU, the vendor that administrated it. They couldn't do what they were supposed to do. So now the state bar is suing these people. They claim they can handle 25,000 test takers, and the average response time to address problems would be like a minute. But that didn't happen. Instead, 3,800 people took the test, and it was completely fucking disastrous. So everybody's getting sued. Everything is happening there. The entire thing is turning into a disaster, and it's getting even worse because the state bar is in a deep financial crisis. And, you know, they're probably going to have to spend like $5 million doing a new bar exam. They're going to have to give out so many fee waivers that it's going to cost them $3 million because remember, they fucked it up so bad, they're letting people take it again. And for the people who didn't make the lowered curve, they're going to have to pay for it for them and eat the cost. It's going to cost $2 million to do all the testing sites now. And it's going to cost $500,000 to return the test to its traditional system of multiple choice questions. It's just going to fall apart. It is an absolute disaster, and it gets even worse, you guys, because this is something that's being like people are looking into this. In California, you can check things based on your file numbers. So your file numbers aren't the same. And they're saying that I'm convinced I was improperly graded because my stuff didn't get graded. So who got credit for my exam and whose credit did I get? Like, this is insane. Imagine having to worry about this when you take the bar. And then here, this is somebody, like, I think this is something that's still being investigated. But I know when I submitted my stuff, like, it was all gone. You couldn't track it. But if they can track it, you know, like the multiple choice apparently got all googled up, but the entire test has issues. And they're saying, she's in this one person saying, my entire written exam isn't mine. The one attributed to me is not the one I wrote. And you're like, wow. Wow. This is getting insane. This is ridiculous what's going on. If I pass this bar exam, I'd be as quiet as a church mouse. Yeah, I mean, that's a thing, guys. It's rough. It's rough. PL is provisional licensure. So provisional licensure means you're like a provisional lawyer with a pathway to getting full licensure is the only fair remedy. So basically where you could like do some like little bit of proficiency testing or working with an attorney and get certified. This is just an absolute disaster. Absolute disaster. So, should everyone pass or nobody pass? I don't know, Maddie, but they could the organization ruined the test taking capabilities. So that kind of causes problems. That's the issue here. So you're not allowed to, nobody pass, everyone free retest. That'd be ideal. No. Why? It's not their fault. The organization fucked up. People did pass. People should be allowed to do that. This idea that you're not going to, you're going to make everybody retake it, that's retarded too. If you pass, you pass. That's not fair. But this is the problem. Like, people are being graded on shit they didn't do. It's insane. I'm just thinking about this concept, I would be terrified right now in California. If I had taken the bar and yeah. What did you pass exactly though? That's not our fault. That's their fault. It's their fault they chose California. Yeah, but you expect your government agencies to do the right thing and do it smartly. So it's getting very interesting there. I know we talked about this, and I don't know if you guys care about this that much, but I do think it's worth addressing because the bar exam's only getting worse in California. It is apparently turning into a complete freaking dumpster fire. A complete freaking dumpster fire. So, the UC system's doing away the SAT. I'm unprepared for all the work and all these college loans. It's a match made in hell. Yeah, well, there's that too. They're all going to have to take it again. No, I don't think they're going to be able to do that. I don't think they're going to be able to do that. But just keep that in mind, guys. That's something we're going to keep going back to. We're going to keep going back to. Spudgun says, you expect the gun to be competent? I mean, on basic levels, yes. Some basic things, pretty much. Oh, wow. You guys are like ZVBS and Aussie Mark. You guys are like lighting it up over in the Rumble chat. Wow, nothing showed up for a while, but you guys are there. Thank you. I'm glad you guys are there. I mean, yeah, this is the thing. You're spending years of your life getting ready for a test, and there's a couple 100,000 writing on it. It's very intense. Like I said, it is very, 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 very intense. So it's very intense. Then on to the final thing, chat, and here's the deal. If we can meet the goal tonight, and I won't tell you what the goal is, I may be able to secure us an interview with Chewy the Raccoon, and you're going to learn who Chewy is here in a second. So Chewy is a raccoon. And out in Springfield Township, Ohio. This is so good. Springfield Township is down. Oh my God, this is just so good. Springfield Township, Ohio. This is just amazing. This is just amazing. So, the police encountered a woman and they found a raccoon in her car playing with a meth pipe. I'm not joking when I say this. They literally found a raccoon playing with meth in this lady's car. Yeah. This is something very interesting. This is something Very, very interesting here. So there is a video of body cam here, and we're gonna. This is it, and it's a little loud, but this is primo stuff, you guys. This is absolutely Kino. So here you go. You guys ever want to see Ohio Man in action? You know, here's the thing. If we can meet the goal, I can get the Raccoon on our stream. We'll interview him. Me and Clyde. Here we go, chat.
Hi, how are we doing today? I'm Officer Brandon, Springfield Township Police Department.
Stop it, Josh. How are you?
So the reason I stopped you is you are suspended with a warrant for your arrest.
I am.
So do me a favor, turn off the car, put the keys up on the dash, detain you for that warrant, and because you are suspended actively. Oh. Hey.
What?
Come here.
Hello?
The Raccoon has her meth pipe.
As what?
Oh my God.
Her meth pipe. He's playing with the meth pipe right now. No, don't reach for it. That's evidence now.
Oh, I don't want him to have that.
That's why I'm going to do it.
Hey, buddy.
He's lucky this Raccoon didn't fucking bite him. Look at the way the Raccoon reacted when he touched him.
Huh?
It's okay.
Did you see that head
Buddy.
bounce?
Huh?
That Raccoon did
That's
not want to
evidence
get
now.
touched. That Raccoon did not want to get touched.
Oh, I don't want him to have that.
That's why I'm going to do it.
Hey, buddy.
Huh?
It's okay.
Okay, you're on honest. He'll be here in 2 minutes. I'm right across from my office.
Is that what that
A few
is?
minutes?
Yeah.
Okay.
This is what she's smoking meth in.
Okay.
The Raccoon's playing with her meth pipe.
All right.
Oh, there's no way. He's trying to smoke it.
All right. Thanks.
There's no way.
Yes, they found a second pipe. Gets even better.
There's no way. Oh, there's no way.
Yes, chat. The Raccoon is playing with the meth pipe. Just like an adult. He's so cute.
Oh, there's no.
There you go. The Raccoon playing with a meth pipe. Yeah. Yeah. This is Ohio, chat. This is my state. I love the state of Ohio. Ohio man is the thing. But yes, Chewy the Raccoon is hitting that pipe awful fucking hard. Yes, he learned it from watching her. I guarantee you, he's watched that lady sit there and burn a big old fat, just chunks of meth. Burn up all kinds of crank in that thing. And just fucking cranked out of her mind. Yes, Mr. President. Mr. President, the Raccoon has hit a second pipe. Oh. Holy shit. Ag biochemist. He's been a member for 25 months. Ag, thank you for being here for that long. Thanks for the support. He just wanted to be a drug dog. Oh. Chewy doesn't have meth weight loss yet. Not yet. Not yet. Chewy the Raccoon. Yes. Can we get a hair sample and test it? Oh. Yeah. Poor little Raccoon. I wish it was doing like the little squirrely, squeaky noise they do, but hold on one second. Yes, Chad, over under would his hair test be higher than Nick's kids? Although look, it's like Nick's house in the car. There's trash everywhere. The Raccoon hasn't showered in days. It's just like it's the Ricada house on wheels. Now he's gonna have to start feeding the Raccoon Galaxy gas. But no, that cop is lucky the Raccoon didn't start attacking him. Like, they've got claws, and they can fucking bite. They are dangerous if they don't like you. So when he started reaching for its head, it like flinched. It's like, Buddy, that is dangerous. That raccoon's not happy. Imagine that, though. It's a tweaking raccoon. It's a methed out raccoon. That's like a raccoon like times a million. And it's all tweaking hard right now. And it's just like, it's got its tongue out and it's like scraping the inside of the pipes for residue. Raccoons will murder dogs. Yes, they'll make them go out into the water and drown them.
No, he's trying to smoke it.
All right. Thanks.
There's no way. All right. Enough fun and games.
Here.
Aw, poor cute raccoons. You know, it'd only be funnier if there was like a. Oh, would it be fun? Yes, if there was air in there, the raccoon would never go hungry. Another win for the toe. That raccoon has not showered in days. I mean, normally they don't. Oh, he looks very friendly to me. Yeah, for a second. He's tearing apart the smoke detectors trying to find the spy technology. Oh, Chewie's a man of culture. Oh. Oh. Has anyone called for the officer to be disciplined since he laughed? No, but this is a truly hilarious situation. I think it's hilarious. But no, imagine the raccoon looks really cute with a crack pipe or a meth pipe. Imagine if it's like a sea otter and it's holding the meth pipe in its little paws and it's just going like, just a sea otter, just an otter getting toasted on meth. Imagine an otter on meth. That would be fucking funny as hell. Then he shoves the meth pipe into his little pocket that he keeps the boulders in. But yes, the voice pitch of that officer was a little embarrassing. Yes, the raccoon's pastor failed to mandatorily report. Yeah. Make a shirt with a raccoon and a meth pipe. I will. That's going to, you know what, chat? I haven't done merch in a while. We are doing raccoon meth merch. That's going to be some good stuff there, Bella. Thank you. Let me actually, I'm going to pull out my phone. Pull out my phone. I'm going to make a note. Make a note. Come on, notepad, open up. Okay. Raccoon meth shirt. All right, there we go, chat. Been saved. Yes. Ceiling cats? Yeah. No, ceiling meth coons, yes. So Chewie is definitely not a nerd. Chewie's cool. Do the Clyde paw print mugs and cards? I thought we had Clyde paw print mugs. If not, I'll work on that. I'll put that together. Make flex fit hats. Can we make a Ghibli style art style? Okay, that would be funny if I could do that. KJ says, remember 15 months. Thank you, KJ. Says, are we gonna get channel merchandise for Juneteenth? Oh my god, am I on Juneteenth? No way. Oh my god, I am! Juneteenth! Ah! It is a Thursday. That is gonna be a fun show. Oof, we are gonna get in trouble. We are gonna get in a lot of trouble, chat. Okay. So, yes, hear me out. Meth Cheetah. Well, that would be a fun one too. But yeah, there you go, guys. I hope there's more to that case. That'd be a fun one to go to trial too, because they'll play the tape. It's like, ma'am, this is, officer, what do you see in the car? Well, this is in the defendant's car, and there's a raccoon playing with meth pipes. You're like, yeah. 24-hour Juneteenth stream. Yes, that's it. Oh, God, that would be interesting as hell. Let's see here. I think I got all these up to this point. Bill Swift for 16 months. A total gray death. No exceptions. Very thankful, Phil. Thank you. AJ Arguello says, I hope Mao has a great vacation. Yeah, suffer, Mao. Suffer. Oh, I love how that got clipped. Squizgar for 20 subs, chat. 20 subs. 20 subs coming in here, doing his part to get rid of this gray menace. Just taking care of it everywhere he goes.
Fight for the future.
I'm doing my part.
I'm doing my part.
I'm doing my part.
I'm doing my part too.
They're doing their part. Are you? Are you? Squizguard, thank you for the support and your generosity. Big support, guys. I hate to say it like that because they say it too, but it is big support. Monstrous support. Thank you. Shredder S 07. Gifting 5 subs. Thank you, Shredder. Iconoclast. Gifting 1 membership. Iconoclast, thank you for your support, man, your generosity. Just taking that single gray, like Eamon Guth, just and turning them green. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Where is the bookie photo for the raccoon? I don't know, but he got picked up by the Department of Natural Resources. Hopefully they took him to an animal shelter or a rescue organization because I have the feeling that's a domesticated raccoon. So, although just imagine like the raccoon just snuck into the car one night because the windows were down and burrowed in the trash, and just all of a sudden like, ooh, crack pipe. Oh. Hold on one second. I think 2.0 yell for me. Oh, apparently she did have a permit for her raccoon, so. Domesticated raccoons, what gave that away? Yeah. Well, even then, raccoons are pretty chill if they're fed. So Jordan says you can't rehabilitate a meth coon. They brought him to a kill shelter. Oh man, that's sad. That lady's got some drug paraphernalia charges, so yeah. Oh. Yes, that reminds us of the case of the cop who took the fentanyl off of a bum, went to the police station and fired it up and smoked some fentanyl and OD'd on it in the bathroom of the police station. You're like, what? We watched that video a while ago. It was kind of hilarious and sad at the same time. So, but with that said, chat, we are all caught up. Check your DMs for the raccoon pipe memes. Here, hold on. Let's see here. Let me see. You guys are check your DMs. Oh, Twitter DMs, not Discord DMs. That's a difference. That's a difference. All right, let's see here. What did someone send me? Oh, F Gusto, thank you. I didn't see that in time. So Bella shows. Bart and Bella sent in some pictures here. Oh, these are so cute. This is so cute. This is from Bella. She put this together. It's a raccoon with a crack pipe. Tyler from the Libertarian Podcast Review says, hola, Sean. Gotta be careful with the Spanish lingo, man. You might get a fuerad. So be careful. But anyways, guys, Tyler of the Libertarian Podcast Review, your #1 podcast review of libertarian topics, and also your #1 libertarian podcast review. Because if you need your podcast to be libertarian in nature, Tyler is your man. Hope you're doing well out there, Tyler. You want me to do the Peter Molyneux 1 sub? Not gonna do that. Oh god, but yeah, we got a couple more here, chat. These are so funny. Look at these raccoons. These little trash pandas, they look so cute. They got their little crack pipes. And then you've got this guy. Look at him. He's got his little crack pipe. He just needs to hit some crack before he goes in there. He needs to do a hit of meth before he starts rummaging through your garbage. He's just like, let him take that hit before he goes in your garbage, man. That's all he needs. That's all he needs. What part of California is LPR in? Up by Sacramento. So he's not in the South. So EDW Raptor is saying for $5 in the 80s, the CIA sold meth to the raccoon communities. Yes. The CIA was like, we got to ruin it for the coons. And we're going to give them meth. What about black folks? We'll sell them crack. It'll all work out. It'll all work out, chat. Oh no. Oh, no. All right, guys. I think we are all caught up here for the night. We are going to... Perfect pick for merch. Yes. Well, I'll have to work on it, but yes, I think merch is going to be coming. As I said, merch, not merch. Merch. Oh. So we are... Oh, geez. We are going to go back over to the Karen Reed trial chat. We are not going to do locals tonight. We are going to finish up part 2 of Karen Reed. This cross-examination of Sergeant Buchanan, so Sergeant Bukaki, is amazing. The amount of crap he's revealing of what's gone on and how corrupt this case investigation really was is worth noticing. So we are going to go over there and take care of that because I think it's needed. We only have about an hour left, but we're going to do it. We're going to do it live, chat. So I think that's it for us tonight. Let me see here. Why isn't your loss license suspended? Are you a real attorney? Yes, I went to trial this week. I did great. And you know what? The stuff I could work on. You think they sold meth to the wrong kids? No, Sweet Tooth. No. My God. Some of you guys are just so goddamn spicy. Bella says he said t-shirt ideas too. Well, thank you. I'll take a look at those. With that said, chat, I will see you guys over at Karen Reed in a little bit. Tomorrow night, we are going to finish the Karen Reed stuff up for tomorrow. Saturday, remember, I'm joining Mike over at the Young Jerks to go over Karen Reed things from there. And then probably Saturday night, we'll do some early model stuff. I know you guys really want it. Like a lot of you would say, can I do it earlier? And I thought like 8 o'clock. You know, some of you are like, can I do it like 6 o'clock at night? So we'll give that a shot and see what happens. So we'll try that. Probably about 6 is the goal. The goal, chat. And you guys didn't meet the goal tonight, so we're not going to have any crack raccoons on. So, you know, live and learn, chat. But thank you all for being here. Guys. If you are just lurking, if you're watching, you're liking, you're subscribing, you're sharing it, whatever it is you're doing out there, thank you so much. If you guys send super chats, thank you so much too. I appreciate every little bit of support, positive support, actual support, whatever you want to call it. Thank you guys so very much. And remember, until next time, just because you did it does not mean you're guilty. Although if your raccoon finds your crack pipe, I mean, it's hard not to be guilty. It's hard not to be guilty even in that situation. So I kind of understand it. And then Bella with 5 subs, topping off the night, chat, picking off a couple more greens, saying that's it. Suffa Grays, picking these people to make greens. He's picking the greens out there. So you guys, I will see you over in the Karen Reed trial to finish up very quickly here. So take care, everybody. If you're not coming over, have a great night and take care of yourselves out there. Good night, chat. Good night. And thank you guys. You know, I guess I'll say this much. If there's been times where I feel like I may have been phoning it in or whatever or whatnot, I just appreciate you guys for always being upbeat and being awesome. So thank you guys for being you. So good night, chat.
Weapons, blacksmithing, and models of planes, esoteric works, and even some trains. Much merriment had while drinking White Claws, tips on hunting, and even talking the law. Whatever you do, just don't talk to cops, even when they nab you on illegal stops. Just 'cause you did it doesn't mean you're guilty, but please talk to a local attorney. Was that the fat guy?
Okay, hold on here. Katie for $4.99. Thank you, Katie, for your support. I appreciate it. Left the speechless. So thank you, Katie. Yes, for the Raccoon goal. All right, guys. Thank you.